Hello and welcome to the Nerdy Norwegian show. I am the Nerdy Norwegian, and the topic for today's episode is reviewing Dragon Ball Daima. And I'm very lucky because I'm not alone in this episode. I have joining me someone who I've been creating content with on and off for 10 years almost.
Damn.
We're getting old.
Yeah.
Michael, hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
Before we start with the actual review, want to give us like short. Who are you and what have you? What are your thoughts on Dragon Ball?
Well, my name is Michael. I am a huge Dragon Ball fan. I've been a Dragon Ball fan my entire life. Primarily of the manga.
Yep.
Because I started reading it because they had it at our elementary school library.
Yeah.
So I remember picking up volumes from time to time and reading different stories about Kid Goku, and it's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I love Dragon Ball.
Love Dragon Ball. It's funny. I'm the same because I got the first volume because my dad had a magazine that got Dragon Ball as a gift.
Yeah.
Then I just started reading and read like volume 1, then 5, then 17,
Right.
and then like, oh, he's an adult, and yeah.
Yeah, because I specifically remember the Kid Goku arc.
Yeah.
And I remember the Cell games.
Yeah.
Frieza, I didn't really read when I was
Who's
a kid.
Frieza? No.
Yeah. and I find it interesting because there's so many Norwegians that are of our age
Yeah.
who have this experience with Dragon Ball.
Yeah. It's a comic for them first and foremost.
Right. And I remember I moved away from, or I've moved around a lot in my life. And after elementary school, I moved across the country.
Yeah.
And I remember talking with my friends from elementary school many years afterwards. And they were telling me about this guy who was my friend. And they said, yeah, he's still really into Dragon Ball. and I was like, oh, yeah, not me.
Oh, no, would never.
Would never. I don't know anything about all of this stuff.
I don't have like 17 of the games in my shelf at home. Yeah, because for me as well, Dragon Ball was a comic and then a video game franchise. Because we didn't have the anime here in Norway. Well, we had some horrible dubs of the movies, but like mostly it was like video games.
Did?
Yes, yes. There's a horrible dub of the old movies based on the French script, like the big green dub.
Cool.
No. But okay, we're not here to talk about the manga from 20 years ago. Maybe we'll do that another time. We're here to talk about Dragon Ball Daima, which is, as of recording, the newest Dragon Ball animated project.
Yeah.
It was made, well, it's not made, but it got turned into the 40th anniversary project for Dragon Ball, and it's a 20-episode series with people have been, there's conflicting reports, but it's one of the projects in recent time that Akira Toriyama, the creator, was the most involved with. And it takes place, because now we have like Dragon Ball Super, Daima and stuff. This takes place within the last part of Dragon Ball Z, but before Dragon Ball Super. And I also don't think this has anything to do with Super, like timeline-wise, because as you can see on our table, here is Dragon Ball is Goku as a Super Saiyan 4 in Daima, which takes place before Dragon Ball Super and GT, and it's never mentioned again. So
it's very in the spirit of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Doesn't care about the timeline or canness or...
Yeah, there's a great interview, or there's many great interviews with Toriyama where he's like, I feel sorry for the guys who like are adapting my work because they have to care about the timeline.
Yeah.
I don't. I just make fun stories.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that is magical about Dragon Ball Daima is it has that Toriyama charm.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yes. I thought maybe let's start with the story and the characters. We won't surmise the entire story, but in short terms, there's an evil guy in the demon world called Goma. He's evil demon king Goma, as he gets to be known. He wants to be king of the demon world, and the previous king, Deborah, got killed in Dragon Ball Z, as we all know because we've seen the show. And the funny thing is, it starts with basically them also watching Dragon Ball Z, or like watching a screen of the Buu Saga. And then Goma wants to be the ruler of the demon world, but in order to do that, he wants to eliminate Goku and his friends, and he ends up turning them into kids and kidnapping Dende. And yes, this does kind of sound like Dragon Ball GT, because that's kind of the point. It's not a new version of Dragon Ball GT, but it takes those ideas and modernizes them.
Yeah, it's kind of a reimagining.
Yeah.
It feels like Toriyama wanted to make ideal version of GT.
Let's make a better version of
Yeah,
GT at
yeah.
least. Yeah. So the part one of the story is Goma doing all that, and Goku and his friends turning into kids and going after Goma in the demon world. That's the first part of the story. Guess like first 6-7 episodes. What do you think of the first act of Daima?
I really like it.
Yeah.
Because it presents us with a bunch of new ideas, new characters to really like. I don't remember the name of... What's her name?
There's Glorio and Ponzi.
Yeah, those two, Glorio and Ponzi.
Yeah.
I really like them.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
very
they're
enjoyable.
great new characters and great like Bulma and Piccolo replacements.
Yeah, or if you go to the GT route, Pan and Trunks replacements.
Way better than Pan and Trunks.
Yes.
So I'm super happy to have these new characters and learn about them.
Yeah, and it's also very nice because most of Dragon Ball, there's the Frieza saga, which we've never heard about, which takes place on Namek, but most of Dragon Ball takes place on Earth.
Yeah.
Or there's the Universe Survival arc, which is a different thing in Dragon Ball Super. But I really enjoy having Glorio and Ponzi as these like experts in the demon realm, so that Goku can be us and like learn about the demon realm in that way.
Right.
And there's also really funny characters, and it's a stupid joke, but I really enjoy Goku not being able to say Glorio's name.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, and we'll come into this later, but I really enjoy the performances of the actors for Glorio and Goku, because Glorio manages to stay like really flat and just like not boring, but he's like serious, and Goku's Goku.
And I really like the development of Glorio figuring out that Goku is this awesome guy who can do anything.
Yeah.
And it's not obvious to him immediately, but he gets hints, and then when it gets fully paid off in their eventual fight.
Yeah. I think
it's so good.
I think my like first peak for me was that fight in episode 6 when Glorio is like, "Why do you think you're strong, Goku? You're just stupid."
Yeah.
And then they have with a great episode with the Minotaur, which is actually like threatening them in the cave, and they don't care about him. He's not interesting.
Because he's not strong. He's not as strong as they are.
And it's very funny. Have you played Dragon Ball Kakarot?
Yes.
Have you played the Daima DLC?
No.
It's great because there's actually a side quest in that where the Minotaur comes back.
Okay.
And like, because he was going to eat them for breakfast, and then because he couldn't, he became a chef, trying to make better breakfasts.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe one day. But yeah, so really, I agree. I really enjoyed the first part, and it's, I don't know. I'm not gonna rag on Super for everything here, but I really felt like the beginning part of Super was just Battle of Gods, but worse. And I really enjoyed this getting like, because we've had this time period a lot, but it still felt refreshing because they took us to a new place, and of course because everyone is kids, that was like a fun development.
Yeah, and if something's gonna take place after Super, I don't want it to be this.
No, I agree. Then,
I want it to be the manga.
Yeah,
because they have so much stuff to take from there.
Agreed. I'm very happy, like, because you got like the Moro arc and stuff like that. I'd rather see that than a separate timeline after Super again.
Right.
We're already.
So it's fine that they just slotted this in the middle of there, because it's going to be a limited series. There's not going to be a Daima 2.
No, there's not going to be a time. There's like an event in January announcing new Dragon Ball stuff. It's not going to be Daima 2. I'm hoping either they, like, my ideal thing would be Dragon Ball recap movies.
Sure.
Because now that Toriyama's gone, I'm not sure how I want that many new stories at the moment.
I kind of agree. I feel like Toyotaro does a good job, and I think most of the granola arc was his idea.
Yeah.
So I kind of trust him, but I don't want non-Toriyama Dragon Ball. Nobody really gets it like him.
No, and I hope, going slightly off topic, I hope that it's revealed that, Toriyama had another idea maybe, or something. Maybe it's like foolish to think so, but I just want a bit more Toriyama stuff, because I really enjoyed Daima. And yeah, this first part was great. Then there's the second part of the story where we go down, we're in the demon realm and go to because the demon world is split up in 3 worlds, third, second, and first. I know creative naming. And we go like from the third to the second and the first. And we now in the demon world, there's Goku, Glorio, and Ponzi. And we also get joined by Piccolo, Bulma, and Vegeta.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, there's also another evil character called Dr. Arinsu, who creates Majin Ku and Majin Du.
Yeah.
And there's battling, and Vegeta goes Super Saiyan 3 for the first time in animation, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the middle part, the second act. Did you still enjoy it as much as the first part?
Not really.
No.
I feel like this show kind of peaked with the first what are they called? The Guardians of the Dragon Balls.
Tamagami.
Tamagami. The first Tamagami fight was the peak of the show for me.
Yeah. Episode 8 is like one of the best fights in modern Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
if not all of Dragon Ball.
It's so well done because there's a scale difference between Goku and the thing he's fighting.
Yeah.
That's so well put across. Like you feel like this is a tiny little kid that's
Yeah.
fighting a giant thing.
Yeah, and the Tamagami, I think it's Tamagami number 3 because they go like with the world. So and he has a big hammer, and you can
Yeah.
see like Goku jumping around on the hammer, and the weight. And that's one of the things I really loved about Dragon Ball Daima, which I also enjoyed about Dragon Ball GT, and is one of the reasons I really like the Super Saiyan 4 in this is that I really enjoyed playing with the size. He's a little kid, which is for story purposes like you're just a kid. Why are you strong?
Yeah.
And it also gives us like again the Tamagami fight and
Gives us interesting setups.
yeah, which I think the production staff really managed to do a really good job of making those fights interesting and fulfilling that potential that other, like, for example, Dragon Ball GT, I feel like didn't really fulfill the potential of those fights.
Right, right.
And I agree. I think the second part is there's good parts and bad parts.
Of course.
And it's honestly one of my issues with Daima is that it feels kind of confused sometimes, where it's not that good as an overarching story.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the beginning is pretty focused, and then there's like we get an episode where they visit a giant hamster world.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, and I love the episode.
But it doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Yeah, and it doesn't really fit because there's the episode where Vegeta goes Super Saiyan 3,
Yeah.
which I as a fan of like a Rebel fan, I enjoyed that moment.
Yeah.
Then it's like there's another. It's not as high as a peak as Goku versus Glory or Goku versus Tamagami, but it's a cool fight.
It's fun to see Vegeta win.
Yes, hooray! Finally.
Yeah.
But then we got this momentum, and we're into the hamster episode.
Yeah, right.
So there's also like an episode where some thieves try to steal Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And my issue is I enjoy most of the episodes, but I don't think as a story it doesn't flow that well.
Yeah, because like when you ask me to do this project, I try to remember everything I've seen because I haven't felt compelled to rewatch Daima.
I get that.
Because of the last part mostly.
Mhm.
And also when I was trying to remember all of the parts, it's like I remember moments that are great.
Yeah.
I remember really great jokes, really great visual elements.
Yeah.
But nothing about the overarching plot is amazing.
Yeah, and that was one of the issues, especially weekly.
Yeah.
Where you have an episode like with what it felt like fast food. I enjoyed that, but I didn't get anything from it.
Yeah. And that's especially the last 5 episodes for me.
Interesting. We're gonna come back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. And just also, you saw it weekly, or did you catch up?
I saw
later?
it weekly.
Yeah, I did as well. But I've also watched it again later, just like to refresh my memory.
Yeah.
And it still stands that some episodes are just like, this is good. Didn't need it.
It's nice to look at.
Yes, and
It's
it is
always
better
nice to look at.
getting to binge it because it's like, it's not. I know that in 20 minutes I'll probably get some plot, so it's
Sure.
not. But like, or like 2 weeks with boring episodes, or I don't want to say boring because I enjoy the the calmer part of the story. Just as an overall story, it didn't flow that well.
Yeah, I feel like nothing in this show is outright bad.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's just not as interesting as the super interesting parts.
Yeah. The peaks story-wise are very good. That almost makes the valleys more annoying.
Right.
So yeah, the second act is okay, and I think the worst part of Act 2 for me is the end of it when we go into the third demon world, and let's go into the third act, the final act, where they're in the first demon world because they go from 3 to 1. Goku and the cast get to the demon world where Goma is, and they basically the entire third act is about saving Dende and defeating Goma.
Yeah.
But again, it introduces a bunch of time wasters, in my opinion. You have the not Ginyu Force,
Yes, right. I forgot about that.
which again is a funny fight.
Yeah.
but it's like it is possible to do a fan cut. We can cut out so much and still not lose the story of this.
Yeah, you can cut out them. You can cut out.
Sadly, the hamsters.
You can cut out the hamsters. You can cut out what's his name's brother.
Degasu.
Yeah,
Degasu, which
You
is
can cut out
Kawashin's
Degasu.
brother.
Yeah. Just completely cut him out.
Again, we hadn't mentioned him for a reason.
Yeah.
But he is the assistant of the villain, Goma, and he's said in the beginning of the series to be like this formidable guy, and he has big plans.
Yeah.
Didn't really amount to anything.
Yeah, he has a big plan, and it gets a payoff, but it's not interesting.
No, yeah.
He just tries to steal Dende, and then he gets stopped, and that's it.
And that's maybe one of the things that I know some people have a big problem with. I found it sometimes entertaining, but Daima shows us a few ideas that it doesn't necessarily pay out. The big example is the fusion bug,
Right.
which
There's no fusion.
about. There's no fusion. And the thing is, yes, I agree that sometimes if you introduce something, you should give it a payoff. However, I find it a hilarious trick by Toriyama because every Dragon Ball fan is expecting like a fusion. Where's Gogeta or Vegito? Then he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
He just loses. Goku just loses the bugs.
Yeah, it's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it's
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but I think actually the bigger problems is stuff like Degasu, which is just there to pad out the time, it feels.
Right.
Yeah.
Give Goma someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Which is like a standard Toriyama way of doing things, giving like the villain and like the like Vegeta and Nappa,
Yeah.
Frieza with his armor and Midoriya,
Right.
Not Cell, but Boo and the little guy.
Well, Cell has Android 18. and
Yeah, I
17.
had androids and stuff. Yeah, that's true. But so it's like a classic Toriyama, but without actually managing to make the Degasu part interesting.
Yeah, because it could be really interesting to learn about Kaioshin.
Yeah,
Because it's super interesting, the backstory we get about the Kais
yeah.
and like how they come to be and how they're a completely different species.
They
how
grow
they're,
on
plants.
trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super interesting.
Yeah.
And I love to learn more about them. But as characters, I feel like Arinsu is the only one I was super interested in.
Yeah, and both Degasu and Dr. Arinsu are related to Kawashin.
Yeah, they're both siblings?
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Yeah, siblings. Fascinating thing, actually, the backstory about the Glins, as they're called, that was actually from an older guidebook.
Is it from the Dragon Ball Online thing?
I'm not sure either there or from like the Super Exciting Guide or something like that.
Okay.
But it's something that Toriyama actually said like 10, 15 years ago and just brought back, which I love.
Yeah. He actually remembered something.
Yeah, he remembers surprisingly much, but he also does forget. He didn't forget launch, though. Important thing to note.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But yeah, the third act, they're gonna defeat Goma, and there's one part that they have like where Goku, Piccolo, and Vegeta are scared because some soldiers have guns.
Right.
They don't go Super Saiyan or do anything like that. And the thing is, when we watched this, I was actually defending this a bit because you can like, oh, maybe they don't want to go Super Saiyan because they don't want to like make noise and gather attention. But the show itself doesn't make things like that clear.
Right. And Dragon Ball, like as an entire series, has always made fun of guns.
Yeah.
Whenever someone is shot, it's a joke.
Yeah. And then or even used to like to show how powerful someone is, like
Right.
at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, when Raditz catches the bullet in his hand and
The
pops it
first
back.
thing that happens in Dragon Ball is Goku getting shot by Bulma.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's
that's
like,
true.
ow, it hurts.
Yeah.
That's it.
Unless yes, I think these are laser guns, so maybe they're more dangerous. But like that part, like again, that with the army and then the not Ginyu Force, it just fell through for me.
Yeah.
And then after that, you get an episode where they capture Degasu and they get back Dende.
Yeah.
And it's also like, okay, it happened. But then we come to the actual fight with Goma.
Right.
Because what happens is you got Dr. Arinsu, who was created Majin Buu and Majin Buu. They meet up with Goku and the gang, who also meet up with Goma.
Right.
Now, Goma is trying to get this super fancy, powerful thing called the Evil Third Eye, which everyone's like, where is this magical thing? It's on the belt on one of the characters in the Demon Realm.
We have to talk about this character, though.
Yes.
because he's hilarious.
What's his name?
I have no idea.
Ah, no.
But-
Okay, there's this guy we meet who ends up like being
What's his name?
their chauffeur.
Yeah,
Uh,
and he's so funny.
yeah, and he has like no hair, but he doesn't want to help them because he's busy going to ballet and then to his hairdressers, I think.
Yeah, and he was going to go. He was going to go to his hairdressers because he was going to go on a date.
Yeah.
But then he keeps getting these jobs and
Yeah.
keeps getting put with the main characters, and then he ends up having to follow Vegeta and Bulma everywhere.
Yeah.
And he keeps putting down Vegeta in really funny ways. That
Yeah.
plays really well of Vegeta's characters and insecurities.
Yes, and I agree. It's annoying that we don't remember his name, but you know who it is. Yeah, it's him.
Yeah. The guy with the belt with an eye on it.
Yeah, and he has a belt with an eye on it, and people were like, "Is that like the big evil eye?" Like, not anyone in the show, but like we as fans were like, "Is that the evil eye?"
Yeah.
No, it can't be. And then it is.
Yeah.
And so Goma gets the third eye, and then it ends up with the Majin Ku, Majin Du, like the one evil gang, and Goku fighting together to defeat Goma. And you didn't enjoy the final act? Is that what I'm getting?
I enjoyed parts. My big issue with the final Goma fight is that it's just a fight against a huge, strong guy that's undefeatable.
Yeah.
And they keep trying to defeat him, and then it's like, oh no, he's undefeatable. And then there's one more episode, and then there's one more episode, and then there's one more episode, and then it ends.
Yeah, it's Goma started out as an interesting villain.
Yeah,
but
I like Goma.
at the end, he just became big, powerful thing with Jiren's body for some reason.
I wonder if they thought about that when they were designing him.
Yeah, like
Because he is Jiren.
Yeah.
He's just Jiren.
they have to know, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's exactly the same design.
And I agreed to some extent, because again, I felt like the low part was the ending of Act 2 going into Act 3.
Sure, yeah.
However, for me, I honestly, the end of episode 17 and then episode 18, for me, became the highlight of the series. And
What happens there?
At the end of episode 17 is Goku going Super Saiyan 3 while the Tamagami and Majin Ku protect him.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
the beginning of episode 18 is Goku Super Saiyan 3 against Goma, with Majin Ku going Super Saiyan 3 with cookies.
Yeah, that's sick. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And then the second part of episode 18 is this. It's Goku going Super Saiyan 4 with the help of
Right.
Neva, another Namekian.
Right. Neva also, that was a waste of a character for me.
Yeah. Neva is, they discovered that there's one Namekian left in the demon world.
Because all of the backstory of Piccolo from OG Dragon Ball turns out to be true.
Yeah.
He is from the demon
He's a
realm.
demon
Yeah.
and a Namekian, but yeah, the Namekians came from the demon realm.
Right. And they found a planet in the real world.
Yeah, but one Namekian stayed behind, and that is Neva.
Yeah.
All
He really does is go around and be mysterious and be he's a device to give the characters more power.
Yeah,
And that's pretty much it.
I will say I enjoy some of his weirder old man
Of course.
moments.
Yeah.
He's also the creator of these Tamagami, these guards, and he's sometimes like there's one moment where the Tamagami is like, "Can I go help the good guys?" And Neva just blinks at him,
Yeah.
and the guard is like,
That's it doesn't help them.
"Yeah," but
Yeah.
I hear that's like, it's one of those characters like I like the concept and the moments, but when you look at it as a whole, didn't really work out.
No.
But for me, when in episode 18, when Goku then went Super Saiyan 3 and then Super Saiyan 4, and I didn't get the Super Saiyan 4 part spoiled for me. I don't know about you.
I did. Yeah.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For
But
me,
for me, I've never really cared about the transformations in Dragon Ball.
me neither. However, I was hoping that there wasn't going to be a new thing.
I agree with that.
I didn't
yeah.
want, because we know we have Beast and we have the fusions. I didn't want fusion. I didn't want a new form.
Yeah.
But getting Super Saiyan 4 redone and like more in Toriyama's image,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed. And then getting it as Goku Mini, because Ian really enjoyed the size difference, and seeing Super Saiyan 4 as basically a little monkey.
Yeah.
Running
with
around,
The big hands.
Yeah, big
it's
hands
pretty
jumping
cool.
around. I really enjoyed that fight. And yes, it's a fight against a big, strong guy. But I really enjoyed it.
I enjoy it for like the visuals.
Yeah.
but that's pretty much it. The final Kamehameha is so cool.
Yeah, when he's upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the funny that's what this figure is, but it's supposed to be upside down.
Right. And when he blasts a hole through all of the realms.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, as I said, there's so much of the show that's just excellent visuals, but pretty okay storytelling.
Yeah, and for me, because like the end of episode 18, Goku as a kid gets like Goma just steals all his powers, and we're back to square one.
Right.
And then I also want to shout out in this episode, I mentioned the voice actor for Glorio. Well, I didn't mention the voice actor. I want to say his name. It's Koki Uchiyama. I think he did a really good job on episode 18 because Glorio's been kind of like, he's kind of a double agent for Dr. Aransu.
Yeah.
And so, again, as I said, he's been really flat, like really like calm. This is one where he kind of like goes out of his way to kind of try to help Goku. And he actually kind of unleashes, like, he actually goes all out, which I really enjoyed. So I really enjoyed Glorio in that episode as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, then the episode ends and Goku loses his powers. And then in episode 19, they get wished back to adults.
Right.
And my issue is when they got adult, it's like, oh, we know how this is going to end. Goku's going to be powerful. And shockingly enough, he turns Super Saiyan 4 again, which we got in the previous episode. And I think, I remember watching episode 20 and like, I really enjoy this, but I'm sad that the fight is dragging into the second half of the final episode. We got like 7 minutes to wrap it up.
Right.
So I agree. For me, I still prefer the third act to the second act simply because I felt like at least the crescendo part, like the biggie parts of the last latter part worked-ish.
Yeah.
But it's still the best part of Dragon Ball Daima is the beginning of Dragon Ball Daima.
Right. I agree. And I also want to give a shout out to Do and Ku.
Yeah.
Because I think they're great characters. I think it's really funny to have this like split up of Boo. That's not just the evil Boo and the good Boo.
Yeah.
It's the stupid Boo and the really, really, really smart Boo.
Yeah. Which looks like a Cyberman.
Yeah.
I really also enjoyed because when Majin Buu was introduced first, and he's like the cliffhanger on the end of an episode, and he's like animated to look so cool and menacing. And there's one episode, and like, oh, he's silly. I like
it. He's just a nice guy.
There were like people saying, I can't take him seriously, and you're not supposed to.
No.
And Do ends up being the guy actually defeating Goma.
Yeah.
Because like they can't defeat him because he just becomes stronger and stronger. But he reads in the book that they can hit him on the head 3 times and he will lose his powers.
Yeah. Is it Do or Ku that reads this? I guess it's Ku? No, Do. It's Do.
Yeah, it's the Cyberman one, not the Boo one.
Yeah.
I think that's Do.
I think that's Do.
Yeah. And Do be doing that.
Hey.
And he reads this in the book, grabs the book, and hits him in the head with the book.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think if there's one thing, because this Dragon Ball Daima is, again, 20-episode series, if there's one thing I'd like to see come back, it's Do and Ku.
Agreed. Yeah, I really like those characters.
Yeah.
I feel like I was thinking, oh, are we just doing Boo again? But then they weren't that. They were just a funny new thing.
Yeah. Also, regarding characters, there's one character I'd also like to talk a little bit about before we end off the story part, and that is Goku himself.
Sure.
Because one of the things I enjoyed about GT and was annoyed by in Super is that the Goku we're seeing here is an adult. He's a grandfather. Yes, he's still silly and he farts and wants to eat, but in Dragon Ball Super, he was still always excited, even when everything was at stake.
Yeah.
And that's not the Goku we have at the end of Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
He's still silly, but he knows like, oh, we actually need to get serious. Like when a great example is when he's powering up for Majin Buu, he gets mad at Trunks for wasting time.
Right.
He's not just excited that Buu is strong, he's doing this because he's tactical. Like when things are scary, he actually, he cares. He's not just...
Yeah. Goku's always been, in OG Dragon Ball, he's always been like a battle savant.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing when he's fighting someone.
Yeah, but he's not just stupid, want to be excited all the time. Well, I feel in Super, he kind of regressed a bit, being like, "Ooh, fights are exciting." One of the things,
especially in Goku Black Arc.
Yeah, and the entire thing with the Universe Survival Arc, and it's exciting
in Universe Survival Arc, he gets that seriousness back.
Yeah,
kind of.
I'd say in the later part, but like
the start, he's the reason everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
He's stupid. But
I agree. A latter part, he's like, okay, Frieza, I got to work together. So yeah, he gets that on and off. But I feel here in Daima and GT, it's more consistent. And one moment I love is then like when the fight with Goma, when Goku says, "Okay, everyone, come on, we got to defeat him." It's not because it's not like, oh, I want to do it on my own.
No,
like he knows he's not strong enough.
Yeah,
and he asks for help.
Yeah. No, the character writing in this show in general is pretty consistent.
Yeah, and there's also like there's a great moment with Vegeta and Bulma where Vegeta wants to fight on his own, but then Bulma says, "If you don't stop fighting, we won't take baths together anymore."
Yeah.
And then he just like flies down.
It's so funny. It's such a good animated moment.
Yeah,
it's the timing is perfect.
And that's one of the like that I feel almost goes back to Akira Toriyama's humor, way back to Dr. Slump, even in like poop jokes and like
you know the jokes in this show that were written by Toriyama.
Yeah,
they're
can feel
very
that
obvious.
Touch.
Yeah,
and I wonder if because he passed away like a year or like half a year or a year before this the show when Daima got released, and I'm wondering if some of these problems with the overarching story is either because they didn't have his involvement, or maybe I'm wondering it's because he was involved they didn't want to like fix it because he's the
maybe
who knows. It's impossible to tell, and we'll probably never know for sure.
But it would make sense.
Yeah, really enjoyed the portrayal of Goku, and gotta say, Masuko Nozawa. Still,
she's always great.
Like she's now past 80 years old. She's doing kid Goku as a little kid. Like the voice is so pure and the acting is so good. And when she screams, whew, my throat hurts.
Right.
So yeah, it's really good performances, and I enjoyed Goku very much in this.
Me too. Yeah, Goku's always been my favorite character in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see him portrayed in such a good way.
Yeah.
I kind of want to pull up all of the other old characters that kind of get wasted, especially Piccolo.
Yeah, Piccolo.
It sucks to see the story that's so focused on Piccolo's backstory and explaining how he came to be.
Yeah, and
it doesn't have anything to do with him.
Yeah, and we even as we said, you get this character Neva, who is like an older Namekian. And they barely have any, they have a little bit, but there's so much wasted potential. I'd honestly, yes, I love Glorio and Ponzi, but a bit of me wishes that maybe Piccolo they could have made a crew with Goku and Piccolo.
Yeah, if Piccolo was part of the first crew that left.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, and the issue is also he comes with Vegeta.
Yeah.
And Vegeta is one of the most popular characters, so they gotta use Vegeta.
Of course.
Yeah.
And also before this, the last thing that came out was Superhero.
Yes.
And Piccolo is the main character of that.
Yeah.
And Piccolo is great in that. So I kind of get pushing him off to the side.
Yeah, but I agree, this was in the demon realm, and Piccolo started in the series as a demon, and he's from the demon realm, his race is. So I agree that it's wasted. Honestly, I feel like most of the older characters are. I'm not sure if I would say wasted simply because we got Super.
Right. I like Vegeta in this.
Yeah.
Because he has his development from Z.
Yeah.
And he hasn't regressed like he has in
Super. Yeah.
I also really like Bulma being a part of the main cast.
Yeah. That's one of the things that make this more nostalgic feeling is that it's it is Bulma. It is Goku's oldest friend.
Yeah.
And she's done great by this. Regarding the old characters, I felt like, because if you didn't know, when the older characters got introduced as kids, everyone except Goku got new voice actors.
Right. I didn't notice that when I was watching it.
I thought, especially like for Vegeta, I was like, oh, he's doing a younger, or they're doing something with his voice, but it's him, but it's actually a new voice actor for everyone except for Goku, and then one sentence as Goten.
Yeah.
It's also Masuko Nozawa.
No Gohan.
No Gohan. I think that just because Masuko Nozawa is, as I said, she's past 80 years old, I think they didn't want to add another character she has to voice act as well.
I think it's because Toriyama doesn't like Gohan.
Ooh. Yeah, okay, I get that. I get that.
I don't think he enjoys writing that character at all.
No, I think Gohan's story is wrapped up.
Right.
And now he's a nice dad.
Right. It's not interesting to write about in this world.
didn't need to have him in superhero, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, and all, I think the entire voice cast for the new characters did a great job.
Agreed.
Um,
Was Bulma replaced too?
yes.
Even the replacement?
Yes, because Bulma, the voice actor for adult Bulma, is a newer one because the Hiro Mitsuru, the original one, sadly passed away recently. Well, recently-ish.
5-6 years ago.
Yeah, time is.
Yeah.
But everyone got new voice actors, and if I understood correctly, they also were not voice actors who's played them previously.
No.
Because like some of them, like Kuririn and Vegeta, has had younger voices, like in specials, and Krillin was in Dragon Ball original, but they got new actors and actresses to play them.
That's interesting.
The theory is that some of these have been cast to prepare for when the older cast passes away.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Dragon Ball is not going to end when people die.
No.
It's not possible. It's such a huge part of Japan's economy.
Yeah. Speaking of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, there was a DLC for the one of the last tournament in Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like sad to like both hear like some of these voice actors are now getting really old.
Yeah.
Some of them, like Masuno Nozawa and for Piccolo, and those guys are still keeping up pretty well. And Mayumi Tanaka, who also does Luffy, so she's like still at pretty much the top of her game.
Right.
But some of the other ones are either like recasts, or they're people who are like you can hear like, oh, you're sadly not at the top of your game anymore.
Yeah.
You
remember Start of Super when
Kaio and the narrator?
Yeah, King Kai.
Yeah.
It's sad to hear him.
Yeah.
He just sounds tired.
Sounds tired. And he's also sadly passed away, which means we have a new narrator.
Oh, yeah.
He passed away during Super, I believe, actually.
Okay, yeah.
But I think the new cast did a great job. I will say, some people were thinking that when they got turned back into the adults, they were thinking, oh, will they now keep the new actors? Because it needs to be like a soft version to like recast them. I'm very glad the old cast got to come back in like the final. Like we got to hear the voice actor Ryo Horikawa as Vegeta do Super Saiyan 3.
He's my favorite. I really like him.
He's
such
really
a
good
voice for Vegeta.
Yeah, and it's very fascinating because it's funny because when in the 80s when he did Dragon Ball Z, he was very smooth. But now he's a smoker, so he's more rough, which is ironic because Chris Sabat, who does the English voice, when he started out, it was very rough. Now it's a little rough.
yeah, he's got smoother with age.
Yeah. Voice cast, new and old, did a good job. But okay, the story of Dragon Ball Daima as a whole. Did you enjoy the story? Would you like? Yeah, you did it.
Yeah. Like, there's not really. It's like, it's hard to criticize Daima too much because I really enjoyed it when it was coming out, but I haven't really thought about it that much, in retrospect. It's like it was more Dragon Ball, and it was like one final sad goodbye to Toriyama.
It was one final Toriyama Dragon Ball. Which for me, honestly, I haven't felt like that since I saw Battle of Gods.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Which is funny, I actually saw Battle of Gods was in theaters here in Norway, like right after Daima ended. Whew, that animation has not held up.
Nope.
Even the movie.
Those character designs are terrible.
Yeah. I agree. I also enjoyed the story. Like, I don't know. I enjoyed the story, but it's like, when you sit like this, you're like, oh, it could have been so much better. But again, watching it week to week and now rewatching it, being able to binge it, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I think it's not too complicated. It's easy to follow. I enjoyed it. I would actually not mind some sort of a Daima movie.
Sure.
Which kind of cuts out the fat.
Yeah, that'd be cool. A 2-hour movie that's just 2 arcs instead of 3.
Or maybe a Toyotaro manga version.
Sure.
That can fix some of the lore stuff and kind of not connect it to Super.
Well, my issue is with that idea is Toyotaro. I like him. I think he got way better after a while, but I still don't think he's that great at drawing Dragon Ball. He's probably the best we can get that's not Toriyama.
Yeah.
But man, much of Daima's appeal for me is how pretty it is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful series.
Well, let's get into that because like the story is good, not great. The production of this show,
insane.
Yeah, some backstory for basically since Dragon Ball GT ended on up until basically the end of Dragon Ball Super, the character designer has been someone named Tadayoshi Yamamuro.
Yeah.
And
Up until Super Broly.
Super Broly, yeah, he was replaced then. And when he animated stuff on original Dragon Ball Z, and he was one of the greatest. He was really, really good. However, after the series ended, he kind of stayed on Dragon Ball, kind of like doing like, there was like the opening of Dragon Ball Budokai 2 and 3. And he kind of, the first thing that happened was he evolved this really shiny style.
Yeah.
We gave like people.
It's really ugly. Like not in the spirit of OG Dragon Ball.
Yeah, because Dragon Ball, especially the manga, has very little shading.
Yeah.
And like Yamamuro gave you this like, if you watch Dragon Ball Budokai 2 and 3 openings, which I honestly think is the peak of modern Yamamuro. There's some great animation, and I usually enjoy the designs, but they all look so shiny.
They're really shiny
for some reason.
Yeah.
But he was also the character designer for Super, and the designs of Super, especially among the animation community, has been really hated.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they're hated for good reason.
Yeah,
they don't look good. They make the characters really stiff.
Really stiff, and it feels like they're trying to just make them every shot look like promotional art, but not in a good way.
Right. Looks fake.
Yeah, it looks fake, and there's like weird details and weird animation quirks. And what I've heard is Yamamura would also go to other animators and kind of correct their stuff if they didn't adhere to that style. And Super had that combined with a horrible production schedule, so that the animations the designs weren't animation friendly. And yeah, so, but for this series, we got back Katsuyoshi Nakatsuru, and he was the character designer for early Dragon Ball, the anime. And I believe he went up through first half of Z, if I'm correct.
Yeah, because he gets replaced, or after Cell Saga.
Yeah, he gets replaced. But if I'm correct on that, but he was also one of those who was instrumental in early Dragon Ball design.
Yeah.
And he was actually one who in the 90s, if I'm correct, he actually took over making some spin-off manga based on other Toriyama franchises like Dr. Slump and stuff.
Okay.
So he's someone who really understands Toriyama's style.
Right.
And he worked together with, Toriyama did some designs and Nakatsuru updated them, and they worked back and forward. And I really think this is the best modern Dragon Ball has looked. Maybe Dragon Ball animation has looked ever.
I have a really soft spot for Super Broly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree.
The thing with Dragon Ball Super Broly is that style it's a very specific style for Dragon Ball, and it's different from Dragon Ball. I enjoy the style, but it doesn't. And they have some animators who kind of like ignore the style and go back to like old school DBZ.
Right. But that's what I love. That's what I love about Super Broly is that they ignore the character sheets sometimes.
Yeah.
Just because they want to draw it this way because it fits this scene.
And I enjoy
it's
that.
So cool.
But as an overall, as a design for the series, I prefer Daima.
Agreed. Yeah. It's more like modern Toriyama stuff.
Yeah, and one thing that I think is actually really nice is because now Katsuyoshi Nakatsuru is out at the top. Yamamuro actually worked on some of these episodes as an animator. And when he's a bit lower on the totem pole, he actually did some really great animation work.
Which episode did he do?
I think he actually did like 17 and 18. He did some stuff like I'd recommend watching Anime AJ on YouTube. He has some really great animation breakdowns. And so even Yamamuro, which was like the hated character designer, got to come back and do some great work.
Well, he's hated as a character designer, not as an animator.
Yeah, he's also kind of hated as an animator in the animation world because he stayed on Dragon Ball and never really learned anything from being on other franchises.
Seems true. Yeah, I heard he was pretty bad in One Piece.
Yeah,
as well.
He's actually done quite a lot of stuff on Digimon, but he's kind of like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need to learn. But here in Daima, he also got to shine. So. And yeah, the visuals in this TV show is amazing.
Yeah, looks like a movie.
It looks like, and it looks better than most. Like it looks better than Battle of Gods. It looks better than Resurrection F. I prefer this over Superhero.
Oh, I really like how Superhero looks.
But it's 3D.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's cool. It's well done 3D.
It's well done 3D. I'll give you that.
And it's also the thing that Superhero and this show have what made me want most is a full remake of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Because the start of Superhero,
Has a 2D animated opening.
it's so cool. And the start of Daima has Dragon Ball Z.
There's a fun fact about that. The guy who
So cool.
was responsible for the 2D animation in the beginning of Superhero was responsible for the Boo arc recap in the beginning of this, and he kind of wants to do he wants to be on that on a Dragon Ball remake project.
If he did that, it would take forever, but man, it would look cool.
Yeah, but this is a very visually well done show, and I'll also say I really enjoyed the music.
Yeah,
I've heard, but the thing is, Kikuchi was the music for Dragon Ball Z, and there's Tokunaga for GT, and there's Kenji Yamamoto who stole a lot of music, but still did, I'd say, some good work for Dragon Ball Z Kai and for the video games. Then Sumitomo came in for Super. I never liked Sumitomo.
I didn't like Sumitomo at first. I think he got really good.
When he found like that orchestral dramatic style, he got better. But
the theme for Ultra Instinct is so cool.
Yes.
So it's like there's some things he got really right, but for me, Dragon Ball is Kikuchi.
Dragon Ball is Kikuchi. But I think, honestly, for me, Kosuke Yamashita, which did Daima, is probably my favorite. He's my favorite modern composer who's not Kenji Yamamoto. And I think I really enjoyed his style. Kind of reminded me a bit of Pokemon at times.
Yeah.
More like the orchestral rock style. Really enjoyed it.
It captures the adventure feeling really well.
Yeah. And I also enjoyed the openings and endings.
Yeah.
Jaku-chan and Nakama.
Yeah. Me too.
Really fun because like I've heard of Zed from other projects, and I think it's good.
It's very safe.
It's very safe and it's very modern safe.
Yeah.
I would like Hironobu Kageyama to do like a big band rock song like they did for the Budokai games, but I prefer both the opening, ending, and background music to everything we got in Super.
Oh, I also have a soft spot for Limit Break.
It's good. It's very good.
Yeah. And the Ultra Instinct song.
Yeah.
What's it called? Yeah. That's not the opening, but it's a really cool insert song.
Insert song. Yeah.
It's like the one for the Cell saga. What's it called?
Umne no Hi?
Yeah. Umne no Hi.
Yeah. It's in that kind of style. But I enjoyed the Daimas more. But I get like Super wasn't bad. It just wasn't appealing to me.
Yeah, it's like Super is hard for me to criticize. I have a hard time because I see all of the flaws.
Yeah,
it's a super bad show and
Dragon Ball Super bad.
Yeah, no, but there's so much terrible stuff in that show.
Yeah,
but it was really fun to follow week to week.
Yeah,
and I. Like the Universe Survival Arc has like Daima, so many great moments.
Yeah,
that elevate it for me. That makes me think about it a lot. But I forget about all the bad stuff.
I also really enjoyed the Universe Survival Arc. It's the best part of Super, in my opinion.
Easily, yeah. Except for the baseball episode.
Yeah, well, I really like some of the filler stuff.
Filler's great.
If you can call it filler when it's not based on the...
It's obviously supposed to be like Dragon Ball Z filler.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
I think everything before the Universe Survival Arc, like the story arcs, just take them away. We got the movies for Battle of Gods, Resurrection Life. We don't need the tournament arcs, and I didn't enjoy Goku Black.
Goku Black was almost good.
I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
It's just too long and too confusing.
Yeah, it could have been half the length and it would be great.
Yeah. That's a movie I would watch.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. But okay, and I could criticize Super a lot, but I won't because that's not what this is about. This is about Dragon Ball Daima. Okay, we've talked about, I think about basically everything. When you we've talked about it when we came to the studio. What are your thoughts now and your feelings about Dragon Ball Daima?
I really like it. I'm probably going to watch it again when I miss Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I think it's the show I would recommend to newcomers.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think if because it's very like essential Dragon Ball. Because I think to outsiders of this fandom, Dragon Ball is fights. To me, Dragon Ball was never fights.
Yeah.
They're just a bonus on top of a really funny story.
Yeah.
And really great characters.
Yeah.
So I feel like this would show them what I feel like Dragon Ball is, if I can't recommend them to read the manga.
Yeah, in some ways I agree. In some ways I disagree. I agree in the sense that this does feel like core Dragon Ball, if you want to say that.
Mm.
The main thing I would say is like if you watch Daima, there's no excitement in like it's basically a huge spoiler.
True.
But I agree. Like tone wise, this is a great.
And it's easy to recommend because it's short.
It's short.
It's not a huge thing.
Yeah, and I also agree that this feels like something that continues the tone of the manga.
Yeah.
One of the things I would say that this feels like it's for fans of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
While I would say Super feels like more for just Dragon Ball Z fans.
Agree.
Yeah. But yeah, I love Dragon Ball Daima, not necessarily because it's 10 out of 10, but because it really struck a chord with me as a Dragon Ball fan. I'm very nostalgic for some parts of Dragon Ball GT because that was like exciting and new when I was in the fandom. And I was like, it's not in the manga. What is Super Saiyan 4? And like getting to get like, and that nostalgic part of me like gets tickled by episode 18.
Yeah.
I also really enjoy the serious side of Goku. And the tone is very Toriyama when it gets it right.
Right.
I will say that the story needed a couple of rewrites.
True.
But overall, I think this is my favorite modern Dragon Ball project.
Yeah. I think I'd agree.
Yeah, because like as you said, like the Super had a great last arc.
Mm-hmm.
Battle of Gods had a great tone, but like just watching it now,
Battle of Gods was also great because it came out after a long drought.
that was like the beginning of like new Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like Daima, a great revisit with some seriousness and some fun.
And great new characters.
Yeah, Beerus and Whis. Before I felt like Super kind of used them up too quickly.
Right. Whis is always great, but Beerus gets sidelined too much.
Yeah. But okay. We like Dragon Ball Daima. I don't want to give it a score or anything but I like it, and I think honestly I prefer it even in some ways to the original anime because slow.
Yeah. No, I've never really loved the original anime. I love episodes.
Yeah.
But I don't want to watch the whole thing. Because I'd much rather read it.
Yeah, I agree. As I said, this is for now the newest project we know about.
Yeah.
We talked about it a bit. I want to end on this. What would you like to see next for Dragon Ball?
I feel like next, if I'm being realistic, I think it's gonna be Moro arc.
Yeah.
If anything.
Yeah, the manga arcs animated.
Yeah. If they're not remaking Dragon Ball, if they're not making a completely new thing, it's Moro arc.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see Moro arc. I think it's a cool story. That's pretty unique.
And I'd like to see Moro arc with this team of animators and like this production schedule.
Yeah, and like it's so obvious how much that team learned from producing Super.
Yeah.
And how bad that went.
Yeah.
So I want to see them take on long form storytelling and continue on what's been made because they already have the story.
Yeah.
So why not make it?
I agree. I hope, like, again, I'm not the biggest fan of Super, but I would like to see that story wrapped up. I'd also like to see Toritaro get to actually create a final chapter of the Super manga.
Because you set it up.
Yeah.
It's we know what the next arc is.
Yeah. It's the evil Frieza or Black Frieza arc.
Yeah, but it's so well set up that I want to see it. I want to know what happens.
But I want to see that, and then I want Dragon Ball Super to end.
Yes.
And I don't want a new story.
No.
I think we had enough. And I agree. I want a Dragon Ball remake, but I will say I want a Dragon Ball remake. And this feels kind of weird to say, but when the old cast is gone.
Sure.
They don't have to pass away. And like we've also gotten recast, we are much younger and stuff. But I want something that's completely new, very true to the manga. But I think for me it has to be disconnected to the old thing.
Sure.
I know fans are gonna be pissed.
Yeah, well, they always are.
Yeah, but I think what we need now is because as you said before Battle of Gods, there was like a lull with like almost no new content, and just like I want Dragon Ball kind of calm down in that sort of period again, or like get Super calm down, and then get like a really great remake with an entire new cast, maybe even like new character designs that very much go after the original manga.
Yeah.
But I want like the next generation of the original Dragon Ball story. I don't want continuation.
No.
Because I think we've already, like with Super and Daima, we've already kind of like one of the issues for me with modern Dragon Ball is that there's already like 3 or 4 different versions of the final parts of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Is it Dragon Ball GT? Is it Xenoverse? Is it online? Is it Daima? Is it Super? Is it some of them? Is it all of them?
Yeah.
And like, so I don't need another alternative or something that goes beyond that, or like something. I just want a retelling of Dragon Ball.
Sure.
Treated as well as I think Dragon Ball deserves to be treated.
Yeah, if it looks exactly like the intro of
Superhero,
I'm so happy.
Yeah, I agree.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, but yeah, so I hope. But we'll see. In January, we're gonna get some news.
And that's soon. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we're gonna get probably games.
Games.
I think there's Sparking Zero DLC.
Yeah.
So
Probably no Fighters 2. I wish there was a Fighters 2.
there's coming. There's DLC for Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree that Fighters would be like a nice thing to get. Like maybe they'll make like a Fighters update. Like
Yeah. It seems like they're positioning Fighters to be like a permanent game.
Yeah, kind of like Xenoverse 2, who's also lasted like 10 years.
Yeah.
And still gets new content.
It's fine by me because Fighters is amazing.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Dragon Ball game.
I don't agree, but that's just because I'm not a 2D fighter fan. But I respect it very much.
I wish it was a one-on-one fighter, but that's it.
Agreed. When I play fighters, I just play like one-on-one fights. They're way too short because the health is based on 3 characters.
Right.
But okay, Michael, thank you so much for joining me.
Sure.
I love Daima.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
It is, but it is a very nice place to end. Like, it was a very nice place to be when Toriyama passed away.
Right.
And the last shot of the last episode is Goku waving, saying "See you later," which honestly was a bit emotional. Because,
Yeah, I cried.
Yeah, I did too. And that's the thing.
Well, the last shot was them finding out that
Yes!
the eyes were just a random thing that everyone can access.
Was one of the greatest Toriyama
So good.
jokes ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, Daima's good. Daima's not the best. Daima's better than Super.
Yeah.
So
Not a hard contest.
no, I don't think I should throw out any more hot takes or I'll burn down. Again, thank you so much for joining me.
Sure.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. I don't know if you've seen this on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, but thank you so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.